Welcome to lesson 5. In this lesson, we are going to explore how to upload new emulation images to EVNG. If we look through the EVNG web interface on the IP address of 192.168.13.83, if we try to add any new node, we see that all of the nodes in the list are great, other than the virtual PC. Virtual PC is not great and is available. What does it mean? It means that all other images are planned for the EVNG but not available in the repository of our local EVNG server. Now the question comes, where can we get those images? And the answer is very simple. We have a site called drivelabhub.eu.org. You can see the HTTPS path here. If you visit this site, you will be able to face with this kind of site menu. Inside this site, you can find a lot of different vendors' images. For example, let's say we want to have a CCNA lab and want to download the IOL images. As you can see, we have L2 and L3 images. L2 means a switch. L3 means a router, layer 3 switch. You can download any model of the router with its iOS software you like by clicking on the file and saying download. And as you can see, the download will start here. I have already downloaded the switches and the images that we are going to play with in this trial course, so I will better cancel it. What I suggest you when you download the images, that you download the latest version of those images. For example, we have here images from 2013, 2017, 2017, 2018, 2019. So I suggest you to download layer 2, for example, from 2019, if it's the latest one. And as you can see, it has one of the largest file in size. Then if we go to a layer 3 image, we can, for example, visit this image. The date is not clear. Let's search for another one. For example, this one says May 2018, which is plus minus fine for us. You can also see that there are IOL XC images. Let's go back and see what else we can download. If you want to play with old style Cisco devices, you can download Dynamips images, which I actually do not suggest you, as most of them are outdated and just may be enough for the CCNA lab, but may not be enough for CCNP lab. The biggest portion of all the images is located here in Camo folder. In this folder, you can find a very huge list of different devices with their images. Let's go down through the list. Okay, we have totally 379 items. As you can see, we have here Zabbix servers, Windows servers. If we go to Windows folder, we can find Windows 2019, which I also downloaded. I have also downloaded Windows 10 and 11. For example, this one, we are going to explore it. There is also Win Server 2019, another folder with another image with up to 7.6 gigs in size. And the other image is 6.1 gig in size. Most probably, the bigger the size, the newer it is, but it's better to download both and check them. which one is newer and which one is better. Okay, let's go back. We can see some old Windows 7 images here. We can see wireless LAN controller images. We can see VMware images and other brands like Sophos, SonicWall, Proxmox, pfSense, OpenSense, Palo Alto, MikroTik with its different router OS models, Linux machines, Juniper routers, security appliances, Huawei appliances, FreeNAS, FreeBSD, Fortinet appliances and their operating system images, Firepower, Dell, Cisco. One of the biggest range and option of the images which you can find on this site is from Cisco. We can see there is different Cisco technologies starting from the wireless LAN controllers, data center switches, like these Nexus ones, ISR, routers, adaptive security appliances, Catalyst switches. We can see images from Big IP and Barracuda, Aruba. So you can explore this site on yourself and find the technology which is suitable for your learning or your planned works, and you can simulate the operation of your lab, of your network inside EVE-NG, test everything so that you will not have any problems or have minimum problems in your production infrastructure. I have already downloaded all the images, so we are not going to download anything else from this site. We are just going to use some images which I have already downloaded. Let's look at them. For example, I have downloaded 3 IOL Cisco images. One of them is layer 2 from 2019. You can also find it on the site from the name of the file. Layer 3, which is from May 2018. And one more layer 3, which is M15.4. And the license file I have downloaded. What is inside license file? Let's see. License file contains the name of our machine, EVE-NG, and the serial number, while all those IOL images were created and tested on the person's machine who actually prepared these IOL images. So we have to use this license file, and we don't have to change the machine name, or if we change our EVE-NG machine name to something else, then we have to update this file to something else, which I select here. We didn't change anything, so we just continue with what we have. Then I have prepared 2 MikroTik images, one from version 6 and another from version 7. They are both the latest one. I prepared them myself, but you can download something similar from the site which we just explored. Then I have downloaded Windows 11 image, which is around 6.1 gigabyte inside. Now we are going to upload all of them to EVE-NG and see how they work, or how they behave, and how we can use them. In order to upload the images, we have to use FTP program. And this specific FTP program in our case will be WinSCP. The latest version is 6.5.4. In my case, we will say setup, install, yes, accept the agreement. The installation will be typical. It's asking, please select your preferred user interface option, 2 panels or Explorer. I have adapted myself to the 2 panels so that I will continue with the Commander choice. We say install and wait for the installation to finish. You have stored session sites in PuTTY SSH client. Do you want to import them to WinSCP? We say no. We don't need getting started page and we can launch the WinSCP. WinSCP uses SFTP protocol, which uses secure shell and the port number 22. And let's try to log into our EVNG using this client. We have to know the IP address, and the IP address of our EVNG was 192.13.83. Let's copy it. Let's paste it here. And the username was admin, or it was the SSH client, it was root. For the CLI, it is root. For the web interface, it is admin. And the password was EV. We can also save it so that we don't have to re-enter it again. We can also save the password. Okay. Let's try again. Oh, the port number is 80. Oh my, let's edit it. The port number should be 22. Save. Let's log in. Continue connection to an unknown server and add its host key to a cache. We know that it is our server. It is located in our local area network, so we trust it. We say accept once, paste key, we say accept. And now we see that we are connecting. Let's zoom it. So on the left side, we can see what is on our PC, and on the right side, we can see what is in the EVNG. In our PC, we have a desktop, and on this desktop, we have files, which I already showed you. They are in the EVNG downloaded images folder. We will first start from the IOL images. Let's try to use help from the EVNG. Documentation. Camo image upload location, opt unit lab. So the folder should be opt. Let's see. Do we have any folder called opt here? We have. Opt unit lab. Add-ons. Yeah. In our case, we are not going to upload cam image now. We are going to upload IOL image. Those 3 Cisco devices. So we go inside. Then bin. Maybe we can find even in help IOL. So it is opt unit lab add-ons IOL bin. Looks like we are in the right locations. Let's select all those 4 files, including the license, and drag them onto the right side. It's asking us, do we want to upload 4 files to remote directory? We say OK. And you can see the upload process has started and already uploaded because the image sizes are not that big and my interface adapter speed is 1 gigabit per second. So we have 4 images here, but if we go to our EVNG topology and want to add a node and say IOL, we do have actually 3 images. L3, L2, L3. For the system to register all those 3 images with a license, it is necessary to execute one of the commands via SSH. And the command name is, I will show you now, copy, paste, it shouldn't be HTTP. We have already connected previously. Let's say open. We will log in as root and the password is Eve. In order for the uploaded images to take effect, to take full effect in the EVNG, we have to run this command opt unit lab wrappers UNL wrapper -a fix permission, press enter. And now we can be sure that our nodes from IOL are registered. Do we have any other nodes? Let's see, Windows. No. Let's try to upload the MikroTik images. We go up and go to Camo. The rest of the images should be uploaded to the Camo folder. Let's upload them here. And let's upload Windows 11 image also there. The Windows 11 image is big, so we have to wait for some minutes or some seconds for the image to be uploaded from our desktop to the EVNG server. Okay, we can see that all planet images are uploaded. Let's see if we can see them in our list. Let's say Windows. We actually see, but there is a probability that it will not run, so that we have to run the fix permission command. We just press the up arrow key to see the history and click enter. And we allow these images to run in EVNG. I mean, whatever we uploaded, we allow it to run in the EVNG. We don't need the PuTTY client after that. Now let's do some basic test to check the functionality of those new added images. Let's add some nodes. Let's say Windows. Let's give it 4 CPU. In the upcoming lesson, we are going to explore the EVNG management interface in more detail. So don't worry about that. We say save. Let's add one more node. let's say MikroTik router OS. Let's add version 7.20. And the icon is fine for us. Let's say save. Let's add one more node. Let it be Cisco switch layer 2. As you can see, it consumes here 1 GB of RAM by default. Let's say save. I didn't like that Cisco icon. Let's edit it and give it something which will look like a switch. For example, this one. Save. Okay, now what we can do, we can, for example, say that we connect our MikroTik router to the bridged network. Then we connect our switch to MikroTik Ethernet 2 port. Then we connect our PC to the Cisco switch. And the port on the Windows 11 Pro is E1. We have only one port, and on the switch we have 4 ports. We can add more ports, but we don't need now. We say save. And for the management purpose, let's add one more. Or let's not anything for now, so that you don't confuse. Let's start them. Let's start MikroTik. Let's start Cisco switch. And let's start Windows 11. We can console to MikroTik. Default username is admin. There is no password. New password, repeat password, let's say 1. Repeat password 1. And we can see that we are able to go through the MikroTik console. MikroTik console has no any configuration. Let's see the Cisco switch. Let's say enable, show run. And we can see that Cisco switch also has default configuration without any VLANs. Let's close it for now. And the Windows 11, the one which is using VNC. Let's say trust. Default user password is big letter T. Test 1, 2, 3. Test with the first letter in capital. And we can see that Windows 11 also has been loaded. We can zoom it, but it's not zoomable now from here. Or actually it is zoomable. Let's unzoom it. It is not very convenient to use a VNC plugin while accessing the Windows graphical user interfaces, as they are very small. It's better to RDP to them. I will show you how to do it in the future. In our current configuration, the Windows 11 has access to the switch has access to the MikroTik router has access to the bridge interface, but MikroTik router has no configuration. Let's add some configuration to the MikroTik. Why? Because with the current setup, we don't have access to the internet. Let's say command. It's still loading. Yes, the first loading time of Windows images in EVNG takes some time, and it's load the CPU. Even you gave it 4 cores, it can take up to maybe several minutes. But after that, it stabilizes and doesn't load the system anymore. Let's say the command prompt, let's say the IP config. And we can see that we have APIPA address, so we cannot do anything with this APIPA address. Let's configure the MikroTik. In order to configure the MikroTik, this is our EVNG host machine. We can use Winbox client software. We can see that it has detected already the MikroTik image. It has assigned it the IP address of 13.73 and it has no any password. So let's try to log in. I gave it a password of 1. Let's put it 1. Connect. And now we have logged into our MikroTik CHR Camo. You see here it says Camo. So this is exactly the MikroTik which we just have uploaded and operated in the EVNG, and it has received on its DHCP client 13.73 IP address. Let's add a DHCP server to this machine. Let's add a bridge here, bridge. Let's add the rest of the ports to the bridge. Let's say port 3, apply, copy. Apply, copy, 4, okay. So what we did now, we have 4 interfaces. One of them is Ethernet. It is looking to my home network and it has a connection to the internet. And the rest 3 we converted to a switch or bridged interfaces. And now let's implement the DHCP server. I'm going to create a separate course on the MikroTik, how to use it. It will be MTCNA Plus course. So for those of you who want to learn more about MikroTik, we'll be able to do it in very near future. In order to create a DHCP server using Wizard, we better click on the DHCP setup and select the interface bridge. Then we say next. Then we say DHCP address space. It's not giving it anything. Why? Because we didn't assign an IP address. Let's assign an IP address to our bridge. Let's say 192.168. Let's say 87.1/24. And the interface will be bridge and say apply. Now we have an IP address on our bridge interface. Now we go back to the DHCP server, say DHCP setup. On the bridge, DHCP address space is this one. Let's say the gateway is our 87.1. And the address will be distributed from 87.2, let's say 87.10 to 254. Let's say next. Let's add the DNS server. Say next. And let it be Google's one. 1 is enough for our test. Least time, let's say 10 hours, 30 minutes. Let's say next. And that's okay. Now what we haven't done, we have to activate a source NAT rule in the firewall so that we can NAT our internal network to external network. We have to go to the firewall, say net plus source NAT, whatever goes to Ethernet 1, action, let's say masquerade, and apply. Let's check if our MikroTik has access to internet. Tools, ping. Let's say yahoo.com. As we can see, it can resolve the DNS and it can go to the internet. Now we will return back to our EVNG and see what we can do there. So we are in our EVNG now. We can even click here on the MikroTik and see what kind of new configuration it has. Let's say export. And as you can see, we have some new data inside. So if you look into the configuration via the CLI, you can see that there is a new IP pool and the DHCP range, and we have a bridge with the ports of 2, 3, 4 added. We have a new IP address on this port, which is a bridge. The DHCP client on Ethernet 1 was added by default. We didn't touch it. Then we have address pools and their release times. We have a DHCP server network added, and we have one firewall rule in the network address translation, which says what we have to do with the packets which come to us. Let's also see the IP routes. As you can see, we have a default gateway which points to 192.168.13.1, which is my home router gateway IP address. Okay, now it seems like we will be able to get the IP address now. Let's check if it's already have received an IP. Yes, you see, the Windows 11 is smart enough to acquire the IP address. It has received the IP address from 87.254. So it has received the first IP address from our system. Let's see if it's real or not. We close this one, we don't need it, we don't need this one. We go to the leases tab of the DHCP server and see that some device with this MAC address and the name of desktop something something on Ethernet port 2 received the IP address of 254. We can open it and see the details of that system which acquired the IP address. So as you can see, it says it's acquired via bridge port Ethernet 2 via this port. If you look into the traffic, there is a traffic on bridge port 2. Let's see why it's bridge port 2. Because the bridge port 2 is connected to the Cisco switch and then connected to Windows 11 PC. Let's try to ping. Let's say google.com, or let's say ping yahoo.com. As you can see, the virtual PC inside EVNG is able to resolve the IP address and can ping. Even though more I can tell you that virtual PC is able to connect to internet to microtik.com site. microtik.com. It's very slow. The primary reason why it's slow because this microtik has no license, and without license its ports are able to communicate with this maximum speed of 1 megabit per second, and most probably the system is doing some updates and it's not. Actually, it is able. Let's go to the software. Yes, I see the screen is very small, but we'll try to manage it. I think it's downloading something on the background. If you look into the task manager, we see that it's receiving something with a speed of 1 megabit. So it's loading fully the interface bandwidth, which is limited here. Let's see if we can download it. Yes, that's why it's struggling to open any pages, but it looks like it was able to open it. Let's say Winbox 3.43 64-bit. Okay, you can see here the download has started. It's 2.2 megabytes in size. Oh, it's actually downloaded two versions. Let's disable one of them. Okay, download is complete. Let's close the Edge browser. Let's put this Winbox on our desktop. Close this one. And let's double click the Winbox. We actually should be able to access from this PC via this switch our MikroTik device now. Let's check the neighbors. You see, it is able to see the gateway address of the MikroTik. The password was 1. Let's say connect. And as you can see, we are connected. Let's see the interfaces. We are connected to our MikroTik interface from here via the Cisco switch to here. That's all for now. In next lesson, we are going to explore more about our images and the interfaces of the EVE-NG so that we get used to it and start to use it more efficiently and effectively. See you in upcoming lesson. If you don't want to miss any new lessons on the channel, please like and subscribe. See you in upcoming lessons.